everybody, Andrea here from Yarn Me Calm. Just wanted to pop on and show you how to make our Mindfully Floral pattern. It is a little crochet flower pattern. As you can see, really simple construction, and I thought for those of you who don't like to read patterns and prefer to have something visual, I'd pop on and just show you how to do this. I am using, this is a gorgeous 8-ply wool that I'm using from the Grumpy Ginger Yarn Company. The gorgeous Alicia gave me this, so I thought I'd make it up in this and just maybe make a little bunting out of it when I'm finished, just because it's super pretty. We don't stock this at the moment, but looking to do that in the near future, just because it's such a stunning yarn to play with. Using a Tulip Edamo 4mm hook, just because my preference is these hooks. A pair of scissors and a stitch marker. Really simple. Going to pop a stitch on your hook and do this any way that works for you. This is just the way that I do it. So starting off with that, and we're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then going to join that with a slip stitch just to create our loop, just like that. So we're going to be working in this first round just into that loop you've just created. So chain 3, which will count as your first treble, and we're going to do another 19 trebles into that loop, giving us a total of 20. So that's our first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now you might have noticed I've been crocheting over my tail. I only do that just at the start. I will weave it in properly at the end, but it just shortens the tail a little bit and keeps it out of the way. So just check them just to be sure. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. It's funny, when I teach crochet classes, I always remind people to count at the end of the row just to make sure that you've got the right stitch count, and I don't always remember to do it myself. So I'm just going to join that with a slip stitch to the top of our starting chains. So the next part of it is, so you can see my tail there, so I will weave that in properly later, or I won't, because I can be a bit slack with that, as you can see. There you go. No, I will do it later. So our next part is we're going to chain 3, which will be our first treble. So as you can see, that chain 3 is that stitch right there. So we're going to work into this one here. So going to do another treble. There we go. And then we're going to chain 2. So treble, treble, chain 2, treble in the next stitch, treble in the next stitch, and chain 2, treble in the next stitch, treble in the next stitch, and chain 2. I'm going to complete that all the way around. So we'll quickly rip around. Here we go. I had a bit of a blooper earlier. I did another video of this and I actually missed a stitch, and so had to start the whole thing again because I had to frog what I was doing. You know, happens to all of us. Alright, so we should have 20 trebles there. We'll just do a quick check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and 20. Perfect. So I'm going to join again with a slip stitch at the top of our starting chain 3, just there. There we go. Now, this one here is a little bit different. We're going to slip stitch across. So what we're going to do is going to slip stitch into that next treble, and then we're going to slip stitch into our chain 2 space, and we're actually going to start from here. So we want to start in our chain 2 space this time. So we're going to chain 3, which counts as our first treble. I'm going to do another treble into that chain space, and then we're going to chain 1 and then do another 2 treble. So in each one of our chain 2 spaces all the way around, we should have 2 trebles, chain 1, 2 trebles. So we'll pop over to the next one here. We're going to skip these 2 trebles here, so each of those will skip, and we'll go into that next chain space. So 1, 2, chain 1, 1, 2, skip those 2 there, 1, 2, chain 1, skip 2. Just going to keep doing this all the way around. Skip. So in each one of these spaces, 2 trebles, 1 chain, 2 trebles. Then skip the next 2 trebles from the previous round. Last lot. 1, 2, chain 1, 1, 2. So we should have a total of 40 trebles. So we'll just do a quick count. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. Perfect. Going to join with slip stitch again to the top there. Okay, on to our final round, everybody. So on this round, we're going to start with a double crochet, but we're going to go into that space below our slip stitch we've just joined. So just going to do a double crochet into that space. Just pull up a loop, and there's our double crochet. So I am going to pop our stitch marker into this stitch I've just created into this double crochet. So just like that. So in this round, we're going to be doing our shells or our petals. So it is a shell stitch, but it creates these really lovely petals that we get around. So where we do those, we do 7 treble crochets, and we do those into the chain 1 space. So that's our chain 1 space there. So you can tell, because if you look down to the previous round, you can see there was our chain 2 space, and in our chain 2 space we had 2 trebles, a chain, and 2 trebles in each. So you can see the little groupings. So we're going to do our shells or petals into that chain 1 space, and into every alternate space where it's just that space between our treble 2 groupings, we're going to just do a double crochet into there. So into that little space there, we'll do a double crochet, and into that space we'll be doing our shell. So start with our shell. So into the chain 1 space, and do 7 treble crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that creates that beautiful shape. But to anchor that, so then we get a really lovely, sharp, crisp shape like that, we're going to go down into the previous round in between, and we're going to do just a double crochet in there. See? Just like that. So from there, we can see this is where our chain 2 space was here. This is where our treble 2, chain 1, treble 2 is. So we're going to skip these next 2 trebles, and we're going to work into that chain space. So we're going to do our 7 trebles in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we know that there's the space there between our 2 lots of groupings. So we're just going to pop our double crochet into that space down below. So as you can see, that gives us this lovely shape. So what you're going to do now is you're going to keep working all the way around, and you're going to join with a slip stitch at the end to this here. So we'll quickly whip around and do that. So here we go. 7 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then double crochet between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and double crochet in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Double crochet in between there, and there's our chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and there's our space there for our double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, double crochet. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, double crochet, and our last one into that chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then we're going to chain with this, going to join with a slip stitch just to that double crochet where the stitch marker is. The stitch marker just makes it easier to find it. Slip stitch there, remove our stitch marker, cut our yarn and pull it through. And there you have it. So you should have 10 petals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 petals. And that is our Mindfully Floral little pattern. So I hope you really enjoy that, everybody. Take care, stay well, and I'll see you soon. Bye.